working on my hand fights and stuff like that. So just switching it up is definitely going to be good for me. And, depending on which rush I need to do, I won't have to use as much energy bull rushing through somebody rather than me just going through with a speed rush.
Plays happen so fast at the college level.
Yeah.
I know in high school guys say one move and you're either in or you're out.
Yeah.
In college, do you have time to move and counter, or is it happening too quick?
Oh yeah, you definitely have time to move and to go and counter, but the thing is, it happens so quick. You have to make a decision. If you're going to do it, you better do it. If not, then you're going to get hit with some trouble, And so, everybody with college, man, you got a lot of great guys. You got a lot of talented guys, whether that's in the ACC or any other conference that we step into. They're athletes too. Offensive linemen, they're athletes too. And so, if I'm going to make a move, I have to make it right now, because if I don't, I'm probably going to get messed up by the guard if I try to counter back inside, or the tackler's going to put me on an island. So I got to make my decision quick.
You mentioned you and Ashton and kind of the sack race, and that's the statistic, right, that everybody's got their eyes on. Mm-hmm. Do people understand, though, how hard it is to actually finish the play with a sack, like not just
100%.
Pressure?
Man, I wish I could say it's easy to get a sack, but then I'd be lying to every single last one of y'all. It's definitely one of those things, like, to be honest with you, if you look at all the sacks that has happened, not only in my career or Ashton's career, but anybody at edge rushing position or any D lineman, it's always happening off of second effort rush. Like, you see those good moves that you can get off the rib where you just get there and you get a clean sack, but a lot of the times it's just off of pure effort. It's off of that second move, it's off of that counter move, it's off of a move that didn't work initially, so you have to hurry up and go with a second one, and then you can finally get to the quarterback. It's like a game of chess out there. You got to really take a gamble, for sure.
And do you have a sack in your career that was respectfully bogus, like quarterback tripped over the center's foot and you're there to touch him up? Do you have one like that?
No, but I will say there was one against Duke where they should have gave me a strip sack fumble and they said it was an incomplete pass. I do remember that one. That was very bogus. That would have put me at 9.5, but they pulled it back, and I was so mad at them for that.
Awesome.
You consider yourself a linebacker or a defensive end?
Both. I consider myself a hybrid, so I say outside linebacker, DN, but I know for a lot of people they say edge rusher, so I also say that as well. I can be very versatile for whichever one.
What does your bracelet say?
Which one I got?
The friendship one there?
Oh, so this one says keep chopping. This is actually something that my dad has always said to me when I was younger. This is one of my teammates, Jabari Ritzy, he's actually made it for me for my birthday, so shout out to him. But keep chopping is just a mantra. Just you got to keep pushing. You got to keep going, because life is full of ups and downs. You never know what you're going to get hit with. But regardless of what it is, whether it's good, the bad, the ugly, you got to keep chopping. You got to keep going, because it just shows the resiliency that I have in myself, and I feel like resiliency for a lot of people should have. So this is kind of like what I preach. It can kind of go alongside the Rucker Butcher mantra as well. But just to I look at it every day. Just keep chopping, keep going, because God's gonna show favor to you for whoever stays steadfast in the faith. So.
And you said Jabari Ritzy.
Jabari Ritzy, yeah, number 5. He made it for me.
Has he made it for any other bracelets for other teammates? Or?
Not that I know of, but I know he just made this for me, and of course some other ones. He made this one, my favorite verse, and the Butcher one. So shout out to him. He made some thoughtful gifts for me, so I appreciate it from that.
When you look back in the last year or so, what work can you kind of point to say, this is how I've turned into one of the better defensive guys in the conference?
I don't really think I can just point out any specific area or game of that situation. I feel like for me it was more just a maturity thing. I think it was more of a confidence thing. Just over time, I think I can more pick out as the years went on, more so than just particular games from last season, because I feel like confidence is something that I needed to really start incorporating in terms of how I step into each and every game. Not saying I've never stepped into a game where I didn't bet on myself every single time, but I also felt like there were times where I should have hit a move. I did a lot of second guessing, and this past year I didn't do a lot of that. So with me coming off of this last year, not doing a lot of second guessing, and going into this year where essentially Coach Collins is allowing me to go make a play, be a playmaker, I think that's going to really work to my advantage, and I'm looking forward to progressing. Even though that I'm in my 5th year, that doesn't mean I'm just complacent with how I did last year. I want to keep on going.
So how did you see that confidence making a difference on the field?
It's just allowed me to be more comfortable with who I am as a pass rusher. They recruited me to be a pass rusher. They recruited me to be an edge rusher. Not only am I good in the pass game, but I'm also good in the run game as well. So just understanding is be who you recruited, be as what they recruited you for. Just be the person that this defense needs you to be. If they see me as a dominant player, then that's exactly what I'm going to be. I see myself as dominant. I see myself as versatile, and I see myself as a play disruptor. So if I see myself as those things, then I got to live up to that.
You mentioned Coach Collins. How has he made an impact on the defense so far?
He's brought a lot of energy and a lot of aggressiveness. He's brought a lot of energy for our guys, especially for us. Like, we got a lot of dogs on defense, and so like we can't just be passive. We can't just be like, you know, we got to play a certain situation to where, like, you know, we gotta like not bring in simulated blitzes, or we can't do this, that, and the third. Like, I feel like for him, it's just like he's going to put people in a situation to make plays, and I feel like that's what Coach Collins has brought. He has brought the standard. He's set the bar for us to be the best defense in college football, and I feel like that's the mantra that we need to hold on to, and I feel like everybody's hanging their hat on, and I feel like now that we set that standard, set that bar, now we have something that we can reach towards as the year progresses.
Yeah, and then Coach Collins, I mean, the system and kind of the difference he's brought in this year, how confident are you that you feel like the defense can actually win some games itself this year and, you know, rely less on the offense having to go out there and score and, you know, put points on?
No, I'm very confident, because it's just like, not even for me, it's just like for the other 10 guys that I'm lining up against, lining with, man, they're gonna, Coach Collins is not just here just to set me up. He's setting everybody up, because the thing is with communicating, there's no such thing as over communicating on both sides of the ball, offense nor defense. You have to communicate always, and so he's making it to a situation where the play calling is easy to comprehend, but you have to do your part. You have to communicate. You have to know where you got to be, and not only do you not only have to know your job, you have to know everybody else's. And so I feel like with that, it's holding us to a professional standard, because it's not just us just doing our job. You have to make sure that everybody else is doing their job, so not only are they successful, but you're successful as well.
Kaimon, you have a lot of older. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, but this being a big year for you, I know as far as pro aspirations, changing your number to 7.
Yeah.
You know, you're coming into a bigger role as a leadership, in a leadership role. Kind of, what do you kind of hope to see out of yourself as far as production and your impact on this defense this year?
I see myself increasing in the terms of leadership skills that I lacked last year, and of course, just me still being me. You know, I just feel like, you know, I feel like a confident me is the best me. And like I said previously, it's just like, you know, I feel like confidence is something that I lacked in my game for a very long stint of my time in college. And so, like, discovering that last year, just staying confident, staying firm in my faith, and just understanding that I know that as long as I take care of the things that I need to take care of, God is going to provide for not only myself and for the brothers around me and my family. So just staying firm in that, I feel like that's what's going to lead me to have a very successful year.
You guys have quite a few older, vocal guys on defense. I was just talking to Power. Because he's a linebacker, he makes all the calls. He says this is his defense.
Yeah.
Is this his defense?
It's his defense, man. I'm just one of the guys. It's just like, you know, I know we're both on the leadership council and things of that nature, but the thing is, just as much he's a leader, I'm a leader. I'm following his lead, and as much as he's following mine, there's not really a hierarchy of like who's the leader, who's not the leader. It's just that we're all leaders. Even when you're on the leadership council and whether that you're not, we can all, if we're all taking care of business, we can all lead each other to where we want to be. We can all lead each other to the promised land. So if this is Power's defense, then that's his, and I'm just going to handle my business. I'm going to handle what I need to do across the defensive line. If I need to hold everybody else accountable on all over levels of the defense, then let it be. But I know it's just like for Power, he's going to lead us in the right direction. He's going to make calls. He's going to make plays just as much as the other 10 guys that's going to be around him.
He said Cedric passed the torch to him. And you go back to when you guys returned and started working out in January to where you are now. How have you seen Power kind of embrace that? He's not going to be Cedric. They're different people.
Yeah.
But how have you seen him kind of embrace that and morph into that role?
To be honest with you, I don't feel like Power has changed too much. Like, even though there's like a figurative passing the torch, it's just like one of those things to where like Power has always been a leader. He's always been a guy that brought energy. He's always been a guy to, you know, if you want to play to happen, you're going to count on him to make it. And so for him now, it's just like this is what he's been doing ever since he got here to UNC. And so, you know, with him, like what said, passing the torch to him officially, man, I feel like that just really just gave him the keys to continue what he's doing, if not more. And I'm really excited to see how he's going to have more of a productive year this year than he did in the past.
What went into deciding on this ensemble?
Say it again.
What went into deciding on this ensemble you're wearing? Especially the glasses.
I mean, this is something that I just had a vision, and Connor Harrell's dad, Marvin Harrell, he actually tailored suits and things of that nature,
really?
and he actually designed this for me. So he saw my vision and he made it happen. So shout out to him. He's the one that really put this piece together. So
can we get a breakdown, because I can't see